y'all, and welcome back to another episode of Catch That, where we dig deep into R&B albums, artists, and eras, and just really get to the nitty-gritty of R&B music. I am naturally Elise, and that is my bro.
JR.
And we are the R&B representatives. And today we are welcoming a very, very dope guest that we're very happy that we got by the name of Easton. Hey.
How you doing? Thanks for having me on, man. I'm really excited to be here today, man.
Yeah, we're excited to have you.
Yes.
A little bit about him, hip hop head, music lover, content creator, blogger, podcaster, you know, probably 100 other things, and maybe he'll tell us about.
You know how it goes.
So welcome. And JR,
yes.
How about you tell the folks what we're going to be talking about today and a little bit why?
Okay. So today we will be talking about Toni Braxton's classic debut, I should say. And we got Easton on the show. I've been wanting to get Easton on the show. Like, I was like, yo, I have to get him on the show because we have had so many in like 2 episodes that we've done on Apartment 5B. It's been some classic moments on the episode. So I was like, yo, sis, I gotta get Easton on it. Of course, I'm always the little shy one that's scared to ask people. And she, roll your eyes because you're right. But she gets mad and she be like, will you ask them? Like, ask them. So I was like, I finally hit Easton. I was like, yo, we got to get you on to talk about an album. And he was like, at first, I kind of already knew what he was going to go with, because if you follow him on his social media, you kind of know who he likes. Really likes. And I was like, well, what you want to talk about? So we went through a lot of albums, and Elise had to kind of check me because some of them she was like, we talked about, right? Like you were there. Like, are you serious? Like, so finally when Easton sent the debut or Toni's debut, Elise was like, good, that's a good one. We can talk about that. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to go into each of the songs. We're going to talk about the impact of this record, the reason why it's so classic. And if you do not like this Toni debut, something is wrong. And if you don't like it after this episode, something is wrong with you again. So let's get into this. So Easton, when you first was introduced to Toni, well, when was you first introduced to Toni? Like, how did you even get introduced to her for her to be a favorite of yours?
Well, I mean, I'd say it was, probably like most things, purely accidental. I would have been about maybe 12, man. Probably been about 12, 13. And then I didn't even hear the first single that dropped. It would have been I think it was the second single. I know we're going to look at each song individually, so I won't go into all the songs, but I think it was the second single that dropped. I heard that and I was like, oh, this is cool, man. I liked it because I've always loved R&B anyway. Everyone knows I'm a hip hop head, but I've always loved R&B. So yeah, I heard this one day on the radio in my bedroom. I just thought, I like this song, it's cool. Heard it a couple more times. I thought, yeah, I like this. Then one day I was sitting down and the video came on and I was thinking, oh, okay, is that what she looks like? And I was like, started to pay a bit more attention, you know what I'm saying? And then, yeah, from there, a couple more singles, soundtrack, bought the album, hooked, man. I just thought, you know what I mean? Like her voice, I'm a fan of that deep tone, you know, like your Laylas, your Anita Bakers, you know, that kind of deep tone. And I don't think no one does the deep tone better, man. Yeah, and I was just hooked. Loved it, man. I think it's like we said at the beginning, an absolute classic, man. Every single song I'm a fan of.
Oh yeah. I think for me, I was introduced to Toni when she came with Love Should Have Brought You Home. That was when I was really introduced to her. And it was like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, okay, I like the song. You know what I mean? I like the deep register. You know what I mean? And I was just like, okay. And then when I saw the video, I said, and mind you, I'm like 6, 7. And I'm like, now wait a minute, she ain't bad looking now with the short haircut and all this. And then, you know what I'm saying? The little white sweater she was wearing while she was sitting down. I was like, okay, all right. You know what I mean? Just looking like, all right, she's cute. You know what I mean? But then I saw her on Video Soul with Sherry Carter. And I saw when she was sitting down with her. And then that's when the first time that I heard the Anita Baker comparison. And I was like, oh, I get it. As deep as it was a deep voice. And I was like, oh, okay. And that was the first time I kind of made the connection with Anita, because my family, sorry to say, y'all, please don't throw me to the wolves, but my family wasn't the biggest Anita Baker fan. So a lot of her songs I did not know. I only knew the singles, the big ones. You know what I mean? I didn't get to her until I got really in high school on my own. You know what I mean? And mom still gets me to this day. She be like, for real, you like Anita? Like, for real? You know what I'm saying? So then it was just like, okay, now I see the comparison. And then to find out that this single was really Anita's first. It made sense. Everything connected them dots, Brian. But we connect, you know, I connected the dots. So that's when I got introduced to her. And then once the album got into my home by mistake, it seemed like albums back in the 90s in our house, because we had a lot of parties and things like that. So people would bring their albums and their cassettes, and people would keep it there. So then I would go listen to it. So I'm like, oh, and I was like, yo, this album is the shit. Like, okay. So after that, that's how I kind of was introduced to Toni with that and going on with that.
Yeah, I was introduced with of course, Love Should Have Brought You Home Last Night, but also Give You My Heart.
Yeah.
Because I remember they actually, you know, on BET and stuff, they played that video a lot. And so I heard it, and you know, it's a nice bouncy. So which I love, because then I could see like both sides of her at the same time, because I could hear the Love Should Have Brought You Home, but then the, you know, her having fun and bounce. I was like, I really like her. I loved her style. Like, I definitely, when after Toni Braxton came out, that's when she came out, I'd have been like 14, 15, and I went and got my hair cut short. I was one of the first girls in high school who had this little shortcut because of like Toni and Halle and all them. Like, I wanted that style. It was it, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
And to see her in that red dress in that video too now. Whew. Even Babyface, when they interviewed Babyface, he was like, yeah, Baby got back on that. So I was like, okay, Babyface, okay.
Trouble. Yeah, man.
Oh, man. So, yeah, so then get into this album. Let's get into this, because I am so excited to get into every one of this album. So let's get into actually the first song on the album. She opens it with Another Sad Love Song. Listen, I call Toni the queen of bridges. Like, she's the queen. Give Toni a bridge, and she gonna eat that joint. And with this joint, this is when I was hooked. She had me. When she did Another Sad Love Song, I was like, Toni,
here comes the strings. Then
done brilliantly, man.
Like, I'm like, yo, like, and that's what, like, Babyface pen is ridiculous. And I love how he can give a record to somebody and it's theirs. You know what I'm saying? Because he did it again with Waiting to Exhale with all the girls.
Right, the whole thing,
what song to give to each girl, and it was theirs. Exactly. And when you listen to this, it's like, yo, this fits Toni totally. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, at least the style that she had, like for the video, because she had 2 videos. People know that.
That's right.
Yes, it was 2 videos.
Back and then
yeah, it was a black and white one, and then she had another one that was colorful and all that. That I think that was something with Clyde, but I ain't listen. But but it was just like, yo, like this song, and it was everywhere, like everybody. You was hearing it on black radio, pop radio, like you could not escape this record. And then when she did the joint on Soul Train, and she wore the black dress that she had on, and then when she did it at the Apollo, that is my favorite, because you know what I'm saying, Toni is giving you that sway that she's kind of known for. And the Apollo crowd, one thing about the New York Apollo crowd, y'all know, you know what I'm saying, like the Apollo, they don't play games. If you whack, you whack. Don't matter if you are big or not. If you whack, you whack. And with a song like this, it still had, it kind of got, it's a mid-tip. And for her to go to the Apollo and they rocking to her, like they really with Toni. You know what I mean? And then it's just her and she just giving you Toni. And I was just like, this song, that's why it's literally one of my favorite, like top 3 Toni songs of all time. And y'all know with me, I ain't the single guy. Like, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm tired of this single, I'm good. But I can still listen to another sad love song and just go crazy with it. I love this
Agreed.
song. Love it. I love
Agreed, man. Brilliant song, man. I mean, when I was saying before that it was actually this, because that was the first single, weren't it? I actually heard Breathe Again first. That's what I heard first. So I actually, you know, after that, I don't know what happened, how I missed another sad love song. I'm not sure how I missed it, but that was like the second song I heard. But to talk about that, I just think it's done brilliantly, man. I mean, the thing that always caught my attention, what I still to this day love about that song, it's just, I think it's so clever. I know obviously it's Babyface on pen and everything like that, but just the way she sings it, like you said, Bridge, the way she takes it, it's the bit when she says, I'm not even going to attempt to sing, but when she says,
you can do it,
like,
no,
I'm gonna do it, bro. You'll say everyone's gonna unsubscribe if I start singing, so I'm gonna you keep your subscribers. But it's the bit when she says like crazy. So sing the hook in your head. You know, she says like crazy. I just thought the depth to that and just the way it sounded, it gave me goosebumps, man. I'm like, this song's like, it's deep. And then obviously what she's talking about, she's sick and tired of hearing the love songs, and you know what I mean? I just thought it was a brilliant song, man. I thought it was, like you said, to this day, one of my favorite songs from her. Just the way it starts as well. You just said, and then it just, brilliant song.
Yes.
It, man. Yeah, brilliant song, man. Yeah, very, very good song, man. I can hear that any time of the day.
Do y'all feel like this song, honestly, when you hear Neo So Sick, he kind of may have been inspired by it?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I heard his joint, I was
definitely.
like,
I mean, I think Neo pulls a lot of like Babyface type things in his music. And you could tell that that's a huge hero for him.
Yeah.
But he doesn't copy it.
Right.
But you can feel that, you could feel it in the room, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
There's an inspiration there, yeah.
Because when I heard So Sick of Love Song, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, let me go hit Toni right quick. Because I was like, let me see any nuance that he did in here. But he didn't. But you could tell it was like some inspiration there. Like you said, sis, for sure, Babyface is clearly a big inspiration for him.
Yeah, and that's one thing I actually appreciated about Neo when he came on the scene, because he made that type of music, but for the youngins. Like the younger people had it, he was like their version, you know, of something, you know, a fresh take on it. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, good point.
Okay, no, I ain't gonna sing either.
Your thing, bro. Get it out.
Man, so Breathe Again.
That's my text.
It's immaculate, man. If I had to say, I'd probably go as far as to say that's probably my favorite song for her.
Really?
Yeah, and I know what we talk about singles, and usually it's the first couple of singles after albums and albums. I mean, this is like nearly 30 years, isn't it? Next year, 30 years, won't it?
Yes.
93. Yeah, so wow, 30 years. The depth to it, man. And I don't even just mean her tone. I just mean like let me say this, man. For me, like you know, like you get actors that are like method actors. That's how I am with music. I don't know if it's good or bad. I don't know, but I'm very empathetic. And when I listen to music, so you know where I'm going. Right. So music will hit me in a way where it might, and I don't say this condescendingly or anything like that, but it may hit me in a way where it might not hit someone else the same way, because I can't help but put myself in that position. I can't, even if I don't want to, I can't help but put myself in that position. Now that song, for me, when you hear that, and this is why people like DMX and Tupac are like some of my favorites, because the passion that they convey. But with that song, with like Breathe Again, everyone in love songs and the R&B is talking about, I need you, I'll die without you. Everyone does it. But in that song, I just felt the beautiful desperation. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
From the bells go, and it's just, and even when you think about the video, like I said, I saw the video and I was like, wow, the video don't really have any major connection. She's running around in a maze, lost.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I
That's
just
what I'm
always
saying.
be like, huh?
Right, you get me? But it's like just a song. I just think when she's singing about it, you know, I'll never breathe again. You just feel it and you believed every word she was singing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just think it's beautifully done, man. Probably if I had to pick one favorite song, gun to head, I'd probably say that, believe it or not.
Wow.
Yeah, it may be nostalgia as well, because that was the first song that really piqued my interest.
Right.
But usually, like we said, sometimes when you hear that song and there is that, you're sick of it after a while. Do you know what I'm saying? But that's never happened with that. I can always hear that. I went through a stage when I bought the single, the cassette. Bro, I was even having the Spanish version on repeat. Well, not repeat, that keep rewinding at them times. But even the Spanish version, I was like, right.
Yeah.
I don't even understand what she's saying in Spanish, but it was still having the same impact. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, right, this is deep, man. Yeah, I love it, man. Yeah, perfect song. Man.
I remember during that time that a lot of the Black comedians had jokes about this song. Like, damn, you can breathe again? Like, what the fuck? Like, I remember they like kind of in jest me.
Yeah. And it was in so much hip hop songs, wasn't it?
Yeah. And, but yeah, this, gosh, yeah, it's such a powerful song. Like you said, you listen to the Spanish version and you still felt it. Like, that's impressive when, you know, which means that someone else who didn't speak English probably heard that song and still could feel it. Like, still were like, oh, you know, because this album did do great internationally. So it's like you can feel what Toni is doing.
Definitely,
no matter what she's saying, you know what the song's about. So
yeah.
And then she made it her own too, because you know, in the studio, that's why she, you know, the way she breathing at the end. Babyface will be like, what are you doing? He was like, I got something for your ass. I'm gonna keep this in the record. So now when you do this shit live, you gotta do it. Cause right, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, I'm gonna do this because Toni used to just play games in the studio. You know, she's a new girl. She's just having fun and whatever. And she like, he like, okay. All right, I got something for your ass.
Brilliant.
But
trust me, and it worked perfectly.
It worked. And you know what I found out maybe a couple of years ago? That Babyface did this interview. This is back in like 2012, if I'm not mistaken, with Singers Room. I might be wrong year, but I know it's them. Do you know that he wrote the song and Coco from SWV was in the studio while he was writing it?
Nah.
Yes.
No.
I was like, wow. Like, he did, and he was like, yo, they were in Atlanta, and he was like, Coco was in the studio, and he just wrote this record with her being there. And I'm like, well, damn, wonder why would she, like, this is 93, so I'm like, why would she be there? And I'm like, it's weird because they didn't start working together until 95. So I'm like, why is Coco in the studio? But I'm like, could you really imagine Coco singing this song?
Nah.
No, that's why
not
she
have worked for
me.
True.
Because I was just like,
Babyface knows what to give to certain people and
the sound.
So that's why.
Yeah, I just thought it was just crazy. And I was just like, yeah, she was there. Like, why Coco there? Like, she, you know what I'm saying? Brian Alexander Morgan is her guy. I'm like, this is 93. I'm like, well, I don't, it just made it, but he threw that in there. And I was just like, well, was you going to give it to SWV?
That's what I was going to ask.
That's what I'm like, was he going to? But they didn't go in depth in the interview. I never really got the reason why, but it was just like, he was like, yeah, Coco was in the studio while we was at L.A. Reid's house. And I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So yeah, just wanted to throw that in there. But
yeah, no, it's interesting.
This record. I love this record. And when she did it at the Grammys with Kenny G, and it was just, she's so jazzy and didn't even know she was jazzy. Because again, we all know from Toni's background, she's gospel. Her family kept her with gospel. She had to sneak and listen to the radio like a lot of gospel art. I mean, a lot of our artists had to, you know what I'm saying? Because their parents were serious on gospel. And to know that her voice is so jazzy, because I used to remember a lot of them playing this on like the smooth jazz. Y'all know how they do that now.
Yeah.
Smooth jazz radio in New York. And they used to play that on there. And I'm like, at first I'm like, this is an R&B record. How does it fit? But then when you think of the music arranging and what Babyface kind of did, it can fit into that jazz type of vibe. So it's just so smooth. And then it comes right after Sad Love Song, which is kind of a mid-temp. And then you go to and it's just and she just saying breathe again. But again, I feel the emotion of the record. That's why I like it. It's like you said, Easton, you put yourself into the record. I do that. I put myself into it, and that's why I kind of feel the horn. I feel the string. I feel the bridge. Like, that's just me. So I'm good. I'm not crazy. Because I know
no, it's the best way to listen to music.
Foolish, but
No.
You are crazy, not because of that, but
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You ain't right. You ain't right, but it's cool. Oh, I'm gonna get you back because I opened myself for that one. You right. You right. But yeah, I love Rape Again. I love the record, and she won the Grammy for it. So yeah.
To this day, man.
Yes. So 7 whole days.
not a word from you.
7 whole nights.
This was probably one of my least favorite ones. I like I said, I like every song on it. But obviously, if you need to structure it down, there's going to be least favorites, isn't it? So this and another one we'll get to probably be 2 of my least favorites. Saying that, still like it, still enjoy it, still like it a lot. Once again, I know it's, not necessarily her on the writing, but lyrically, once again, you feel what she's saying. You feel her situation, you feel the scenario. Do you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You feel her tussle, which is like, it's been a week now. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of feel her, where we going with this? You know what I'm saying? So there's maturity in the song. Right. You know what I'm saying? From her point of view. But I like the song. So I'm saying it's one of my least. Doesn't mean I don't, but I like the song. I still think it's a good song.
Wow. That would have threw me, Easton. You know why? Because we did an episode with Adania, and she picked 7 whole days. And I said in it, when you watch the video and all that, it had kind of like a hip-hop swag to it, to me. You know what I mean? Like, you can put this on, like, say, for Hot 97 back then. You know what I mean? Like, you can play a joint from, I'm trying to think, who was hot in 93, y'all? I can't think. Summer of 93.
Onyx.
Right. Snoop. And like, then after that, if you need to kind of bring it down a little bit, it still had that little kind of like knock to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of, it gets you in. You know what I mean? So like, y'all said I'm gonna shock y'all. Easton, you shocked me. And like you said, it's not like you don't like it, but it's your least favorite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's the verses. It lifts back up for me in the chorus. But I think it's the way the verses are structured ain't that favorable to me. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's, if I really had to get finicky with it and put a reason, that might be one.
And you know what? It's interesting. That part that makes that kind of your least favorite, the way it's structured, I think it's structured so weird, and I like that. And so,
right, okay.
No, but it is weird. It's like, think you want, but it's weird. It is weird, and it's a little disjointed. So I get that, but that's kind of like what I'd have liked about it. But I could see how that could be, not someone else's favorite thing.
It's just,
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. And now thinking of, and you just sung the melody, sis, in like the first verse, and I'm thinking about, I'm like, yeah, it's weird as hell, but I like it.
Yeah, it's the melody is choppy. That's what it is.
That's what it is. Yeah, exactly.
It's like jerky, like in a car, you just kind of like, it's like that.
Yeah.
I think she pulls it off, and not just to say it because it's her. I think maybe if it was someone else doing it, I don't know if I would have even liked it at all. But I think she pulls it off. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, like you said, Elise, it's very sort of, I won't say you love it or hate it because I don't hate it, but it's and I don't love it. But it's just one of those ones where you can see why some people like it, some people wouldn't.
Mhm.
But she saves it, I think, for me. Her vocal saves it.
Oh yeah, and then that
You know what I mean?
bridge. Woo.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's
That
back up
bridge.
that point.
And then to know that you know, Keisha Jackson is on it singing background, which is Millie Jackson's daughter. You know what I mean? Like Toni had a lot of players on this record to be her debut and to have a lot of like people on it. Like we forgot about, you know, talking about Love Should Have Brought You Home. Had what's her name? Trina Broussard was on it. You had Deborah Killings, who's basically the vocals of TLC. Yep, I said that.
Yeah.
And it's just like to have all of these players, like, and to all of like Babyface, LA Reid, all these people on there. This album had to be great. Like,
definitely.
If it wasn't, it would have just been like, it would have fell short. Like, it's like, yo, to have all these good players on it. And I think Babyface's like pin on this album, yo, is like, you cannot deny it. Like you said, songs like Breathe Again. And I think he did fine with 7 Days is that, but like y'all said, the melody is so choppy. So it's kind of like, I never thought about it until now. Now, when I listen to the song, I'll be like, yo, this shit choppy, but I fuck with it though.
Exactly. Yeah. It's one of those ones. That's why it's weird, because I still actually do like the song, but it would be down towards the bottom tier if I was listing them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I can dig it. All righty. One of my favorite records, Love Affair. Why, y'all might be like, you bugging, but I always wanted like Tretch to do like a verse on this.
Okay.
I will always, because I'm corny like that, because you know what she said, I ain't down with OPP.
Yeah, it would be good.
You know what I mean? He get like a quick 16 on the record, and him and Toni could be like, you know what I'm saying, little flirtations in the video, and it can be kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? And especially this is the time where Tretch is kind of like the guy that is like, he's huge. And you know, the pop world loves him and all this, and it could kind of bring him down a little bit. You know what
I mean? What shows how huge he is how the song is mentioned in the damn song.
Right.
I was thinking that, you know, because
that's big. So R&B writer is put, you know, OPP.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very true, actually.
That's ill. And then obviously my favorite is the horns on this. What? Who? Why, you might ask? Because I love horns.
Yeah, they go well, man. Definitely.
Oh my God. And shout out to Skip Hewitt. He also played on Keith Washington's 1993 album. God, what was it called? Oh, You Make It Easy. He played on that. And just the horns on this is the star to me. Like, if them horn sections wasn't in this record, and then Toni kind of just floating on it, and then the horn is behind it, and she's not giving you like, oh my God, like a crazy vocal like she just did on the last 3 songs. You know what I mean? It's just like, she's chill with it. It kind of got a little swag to it. Toni getting a little swag on this joint. You know what I mean? I could maybe see Toni with a red cup in the video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard that.
Just got a swag to it. And I love this record. At first I didn't, which was weird when I first heard the album. When it got to this song, I was just like, as a kid, I was like, nah, I'm not with it. I was like, okay, we can go to the next song. You know what I mean? But now, what? I'll be waiting. Boom,
it's definitely a track, man.
Yeah, it got that bounce to it. So I love Love Affair. I love that record. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, man. Like you said, I never thought about the Tretch connection before, but that would have been dope if it was in there, man. It's funny because, sorry, carry on.
No. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, because obviously when we think of like Toni now, well, I'd say from album number 3 would have probably been when she more started being less of the ballads. You know what I'm saying? So, but she wouldn't come across as the type of singer or I guess in that era you had your Mary J. Blige's, you had your your R&B singers that you could see could sort of connect with hip hop. She never ever gave me that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Now she would, obviously, and after album number 3, but these times she never gave me that vibe. Like, she would connect with hip hop. So even hearing the OPP reference was like interesting to hear. But yeah, no, I like the song. Content, I like where she's going. You know, it's showing she's coming across once again. This is why I always sort of felt like compared her many times to sort of like an Anita Baker for so many other people did, because there was such a maturity, and I don't just mean it because of the depth of her voice. I felt like there was such a maturity to her music. I don't know if that was the church background but when you think about where she came from, her music and everything, there was always such a maturity to it, because this is her first album we're talking about.
Right.
I'm not sure how old she was on her first album. I'm not sure. But when you're thinking about it, it's a mature album. You're looking at the songs we're talking about, what she's talking about. It's been 7 days, love affair. She's talking about her integrity. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to you. Why don't you understand that I wouldn't do that to you? So respect me for not being like that. I just think there's a maturity that she's bringing on that album that always stood out to me. And that's another one that cemented that for me, that put her in a different league of a lot of younger, I shouldn't say younger, I'm not sure of her age at the time, but you know what I mean? A lot of younger sounding R&B singers at that time. So from this album and songs like Love Affair immediately put her in a different catalogue for me. So yeah, that's definitely one of her good songs for me, man. Definitely.
So I looked it up. Toni would have been like 25 when this album came out.
See, I think that's young. That's young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it had a very mature sounding, and once again, not just because of her voice, but I think and obviously Babyface on the pen and other people, what have you, but I just thought it was a very mature sounding album, and it resonated.
And
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Also smart to connect her to the young kids. You know what I mean? Like you said, this was a mature type of album. So you got to understand, you got to connect with the younger generation. It's a new game. It's a new game. Just the bottom line. So when you got a line saying, I ain't down with OPP, that's getting these young kids. It's like, oh, okay. Right. Even though this album is very mature, but she's talking our language. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, we can rock with Toni. You know what I'm saying? As much as this is a very mature type of album, but this song is like, oh, she's speaking our language. And then, of course, the girls listening to 7 whole days, she's speaking their language. So it's like she's connecting. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said the brilliance of this album and the way the track listing is. It was just brilliant how they did that. And that's what, Love Affair kind of connects her to the younger crowd, because she was so, this album is so mature. And, back then, our ages, y'all were 13 and 14, and I'm 7, and it's like, we ain't trying to get that mature vibe. You know what I'm saying? We trying to party. We trying to, you know what I'm saying? We young. You know what I mean? So to have a record like this, I think that did it, Do you know what it reminds me of as well? As you're talking, I'm thinking about it.
Joe's All That I Am album. It was almost like the I Don't Want to Be a Player No More. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you think about when he dropped that song, it was 97. Everyone was talking about being players, weren't they? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when Joe dropped that, I Don't Want to Be a Player No More, it was like, wow, it was cool. Because let's be honest, like, you look at people that are players, and there's always your group of people that's thinking, I don't want that lifestyle. Right. It don't make you any less cool, but you just, I don't really want that lifestyle. I'm happy just to be, you know what I mean? I don't need to have multiple people and blah, 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 blah. So when Joe dropped that, it was almost like, that's you know what I mean? He's putting something out there. So it's the same kind of thing. I ain't down at OPP, because you feel like you need to be in the flow of what everyone's doing. But like I said, I'm very throw myself and see how people feel and different things like that. And it's, but yeah, I'm going to go off on another one. But yeah, same sort of feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, so okay. Track number 5, Candlelight. Y'all can have it, because I ain't here for it.
Oh, so that's the song you don't like?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now I'm with you.
No, I thought you was gonna say something wild.
Like, no. Because a lot of people, because I've said that online, right? On Twitter, and I've said I'm not the biggest fan of Candlelight. I get it. It makes sense. I get why it's on the album. Hey, but it's not me. do you know it was so many? How you don't like Candlelight? And da, 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 da. And I'm like, first of all, we ain't gotta like every freaking song. Like that's just the bottom line. I'm not that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that. No, and I'm gonna be truthful if I don't like it. I'm just not a fan of this record. Does it fit? Yes. Do I change it as soon as I hear it come on? Yes. I'm sorry. Like as soon as Love Affair is over, I'm like, nope. I'm not doing it. I'm not the biggest fan of this.
No, it's not. It's not one of my favorites. I mean, I like it fine, but no, it's not. It's not my like. Oh, I gotta listen to the Candlelight. You know, it's not like that.
Yeah.
But because there are songs on there where like, oh, I gotta listen to that one, or I can't wait till that one comes up, or you know what? Forget it. I ain't listening to Sequence. I'm just gonna listen to that song. Like I have those on there. So
right. Because I kind of even tried, y'all. I tried so many times with this record. I was like, let me try even with a glass of wine because it gives you that. Like it's wine. You know what I'm saying? Like it gives you a glass of wine type of joint. So I said, well, let me try it with a glass of wine. That didn't help. Because, wine seemed to me hit you harder than regular, liquor, right? So I'm like, okay, maybe if I got a nice buzz and I'm in that vibe and I'm like, okay. So Love Affair comes on and I'm like, okay, yeah, all right, cool. And then I get the Candlelight and I just stopped moving. I said, wine couldn't even help me? Oh, well, then this ain't it. Like, I can't do it.
Do you think it's maybe because on that song, she's not really in her lower register, and so maybe the song doesn't translate the same?
Maybe.
For what you're expecting from her?
That could be it.
Could be, yeah.
She's very
it feels a little out of place for me, to be
she's
honest.
like at that range.
Yes.
She's not doing that. She's not doing
it was me.
Like she's not doing that in this song.
It's like it's out of place. Like it just don't sound like Toni to me don't even sound comfortable on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to me.
Those are the two. Remember I said that there's a couple that I'd say bottom tier. I do like every song, but it was Candlelight. So when you said that, that's why I said I'm with you. The Candlelight would be the other one, the only other one that I'd probably say, if they were gone, I wouldn't really argue. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It feels, it's not a bad song, and I can listen to it. And usually when I listen to the album, I just let it run anyway. It's definitely a runner for me, this album. But it just feels a little bit, I don't know, feels a little bit out of place for me. I don't know if it goes completely. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay. See, I thought maybe I was gonna be like them Twitter folks, and I was gonna get gathered, so I was gonna be like, "Oh no!"
I thought you was gonna go somewhere else, and I was gonna be like, "Is your ears broke, boy?"
No, it was.
No, I feel you on that one.
Even though Babyface, it's so crazy because Babyface and L.A. Reid didn't write it, but they produced it.
Right.
So I'm like, come on, y'all didn't have another kind of like song that y'all could have put on there, but hey, people like it, respect to y'all. But when I play my Toni album, I have my own playlist of the Toni album. It ain't on there, so I can play it all the way through, and I ain't never hearing Candlelight. So Okay, hey, I'm so excited to talk about this song because this is my favorite song on the album. Spending My Time With You.
Okay.
I love this record. Like, this song is perfect to me. Like, what Toni's vocals, like what she's doing on it, how she's singing on it. It's like Toni's having fun on the record. Like, you can tell she's having so much fun on this record. Like, after she did like this vocal joint, you know how Toni be like, woo! Like, she does a lot of that on this record. I'm like, it's so fun. Like, it's like on a summer day, I'm in my whip and I can put this on and blast it. And it just, and then she hold that note at the end. I was like, come on, Toni, give me this, yo. So I love spending time with you. Like, this is my favorite joint on the record. Favorite.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, your favorite. Okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. You know who this y'all giving me the wow. But
No, I like it.
No, I like that. I like that song. But the production of it gave me so much Give You My Heart that I just would rather listen to Give You My Heart. So I don't really pay it as much attention because the production is giving me so much of that. But no, I do think it's a good song. I don't skip. You know, I listen to it. You know, it's
Yeah.
But
You right. I
but
didn't think about that either.
but for that, I just listen to Give You My Heart.
And then
that's
because I like
true.
that song better.
Right. And to know that the two members of Atlantic Star wrote the record and produced the record.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you said, it gives you Give You My Heart, but then it's a couple of like Atlantic Star up tempos that make a lot of sense. Like you will listen to them and be, okay. Because to me, this is what I feel like why it fits on this album is because they knew that they needed a baby face type of L.A. Reid joint, right? And if this song to me gives me like My Name Is Not Susan vibe.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's why it can fit on this album because L.A. Reid and Babyface did My Name Is Not Susan. So it's like, oh, you listen to this before you even look at liner notes like we do. You like, oh, this could be a L.A. and Face type of record. Okay, yeah. I get it. You know what I mean? So that production always gives My Name Is Not Susan. And I love Whitney on My Name Is Not Susan. That's a top 10 record for me. So to hear this type of production and then to get this, man, I was like, yo, I go off on this record. Probably after we do this, I'm gonna blast it on them out. My neighbor's gonna have to deal with it, but it's good.
There you go. But yeah, no, I like the song actually. I do like it a lot. Like you said, you hit the nail on the head. For me, she definitely feels like she's in the element. She feels happy because not that the rest of the album's depressing at all, but obviously what she's talking about is more of a, you know what I mean, a lower tone in a sense of breathe again. You know what I'm saying? Another sad love song, love affair, 7 whole days. You know what I'm saying? But then this is more like she's happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's definitely got that feel good vibe for me. It feels a little bit like Love Saw It, Karen White and Babyface. I know they're not similar in sounding, but they give me the same kind of feel. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely one of my favorites of the album.
Oh, sis, we got a real one. Did he just say that?
Well, that's one of my favorites of that Karen White album. That's probably the one I probably play the most. That Love Story. I love that, man. Immaculate, that song. Perfect.
Wow. Damn, you fucked me up, Easton. Sorry.
That's funny.
I kind of feel like those like up-tempo 90s songs, like I feel like Karen White is like the kind of blueprint for them. Like that thing gonna give you an up-tempo that sounds great, to where the singing is solid, to where she interprets it exactly right, and you know, make you want to dance kind of thing. So
yeah,
it's kind of a
her and Babyface don't miss, you know. I mean, when people think of people connecting with Babyface, they a lot of the times they think of Toni, understandably. But them Karen White and Babyface, like connections, man, they're, do you know what I mean? They put foot wrong. But I think because obviously, I mean, I know she's got albums after that, but she's not a household name as such. If people think of Karen White, they're more likely going to think of possibly, I don't know, that album. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know, the legacy of their collaborations isn't thought of as much as Toni and Babyface. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
which is wild, because when Karen White was out, she was the biggest artist of her year, R&B artist. Like she had the most singles, the most like top 10 R&B, like the year she was at, like she owned that year. When you go back and look at the charts, she all over it.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
But then after her reign, you didn't really hear about her anymore. So it kind of fell off of people's minds.
Yeah, because she went to, you know, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis for that second album. You know what I'm saying? Which it was cool, but I just think again, her and Babyface had kind of that chemistry that you can't beat. Because what if she would have just stayed? Could these songs could have been hers?
Very good point. There you go. Because I can see her that vibe matches.
Yeah.
You know, we're speaking about Coco and that it didn't go.
Yeah.
Karen White and Toni Braxton style, you can see that like Babyface could have done what he done with Toni on the debut of Karen White.
Yeah. So if she would have just maybe said this could have been her third album. You know what I'm saying? It could have been like, oh, this could have been so crazy how things could have happened. You know what I mean? Because I always thought about that. I always thought about what if Karen White would have stayed with Babyface, even though you know Terry Lewis was a husband. I ain't hating on that. Hey, work with your husband. It's cheaper. So I'm like, cool. But I'm like, if she would have stayed, maybe these songs could have been hers, and it would have worked because we know that her and Babyface and L.A. Reid works great together. So I always thought about that. I always thought about if Karen White would have stayed, would these would have been her records. You know what I mean? Because Toni was the demo girl, you know what I mean, when she came in. So a lot of these demos she did, and I mean, what's her name? Anita would have had it, but it could have went to Karen, and we could have had a whole different conversation. You know what I'm saying? So, damn it, man. Wow. But we talked about Love Should Have Brought You Home. We came in with that. Like, we came in with that. Next joint, I Belong to You. Number 2 on my list.
Okay.
Number 2 on my list because it's so new jack, but it has such jazz undertones. Like it's so like boom, boom, and it just has that like jazzy vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Toni was just, again, Babyface kind of knew what Toni needed, but she was just so jazzy. And I don't even think she thought she was. I think Toni started realizing that afterwards. Like, oh, okay, I give you a little jazzy little joint. You know what I'm saying? Especially when she was doing live performances and, like I said, the Kenny G thing. And we can even go to How an Angel Break My Heart, which is my favorite Toni record. It's very jazzy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't help it. What?
I'm Breaking My Heart is your favorite, Toni?
No, How Could an Angel Break My Heart?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
You know, come on. You know.
No, that's why I was.
Yeah.
I was like, we've had this conversation. I was like, you don't really fuck with that song?
Yeah, you know, I don't go up for that song at all. So I'm like,
That's why I was confused. Oh, yeah.
Nah. So it's jazzy, and I just like the swing of the record. It's just, it's just so dope to me. Again, it's a happy song. Because
I was gonna say,
like you said, you came with Another Sad Love Song, 7 Whole Days, Breathe Again. It's like, girl, you going through it. When you gonna be happy?
Right, exactly.
Like, when you gonna be happy? You know what I'm saying? So I love the happy records on this album, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? And then again, to know that y'all know what's his name? Oh God, what is his name? Vessel Benford, that did Jade and Tisha Campbell. He did this record. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he did this record, and then to have Valerie Davis on background with this, which is, you know, Philip Bailey's wife from Earth, Wind and Fire. So again, Toni got these big players on these first album, and it's just like, y'all, if this album didn't work, something wasn't right. You know what I mean? But I love this. I love this. And then, you know, just Toni had a lot of remixes out when you got her singles too. Yeah. It was like the roller 100%. Skate one, the rollerblade, Around the Street mix, Up the Block mix. Like, Toni had so many like remixes when she came out with her singles. Did she have one for Another Sad Love Song, sis?
I think literally every single she had. I know the
extended
Secrets
remix radio.
There you go, yeah. And she had dance and club mixes and everything that were huge over here anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you couldn't get rid of this album because if you wasn't playing, because you know the white stations was playing like the original versions. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you had the R&B and even hip hop stations playing these remixes. So it was keeping Toni all over the place. So if you didn't see her, you was under a rock or something. Because Toni, it was like she was all over the place. So yeah, I love I Belong to You. That drunk makes me happy too. So I don't know.
Yeah, I like that song. I'm not surprised if you said that's your second favorite because it is similar to what you said your favorite song is. They do have a similar feel, and it's good to hear her happy on that, man. And it's an enjoyable song, definitely.
Yes.
I like it,
Oh yeah. All righty. I know this one waiting for this one. I knew she was waiting for this one.
Look at this smile. You're ready
for this one. So, because me and her go in on this record, y'all, How Many Ways? How many ways?
Oh, 1, 2, I love you. 3, 4, so much more. 5,
There you
6.
I'm
Yeah, brilliant song, man.
Oh God, yo, if you
It
ain't
is-
know how to count after this song, something wrong.
Nah,
it is my
definitely.
it is my favorite song on the album.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even close. And I love the video.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's
That's the
backwards.
red Jeep, innit?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's backwards baseball cap Tony. That's
That's the one.
that's
the
my
one.
motherfucking girl right there.
That's the one. That's the one.
And that's the one where because of the video I connected, I was like, oh, she's like chill. She's like, because everything else she was like kind of glammed up and singing with a mic, but then she's just bouncing around town and with her girls and with a dude, and she's just having fun, and she just got on her little, her little crop top and her little jeans, her little baseball cap, and she's just chilling. Well, I was like, oh, she's relatable. Like she's a cool she's like a regular chick.
Yeah. It made her a roundaway girl.
Yeah,
That's right.
it made her more relatable. I was like, oh, okay. I like her. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a good song. I like that, man. And the let's just say the Robert remix. So someone didn't say his name, but
yeah. Absolutely. I was gonna say the remix, but yeah, because it's so ill. Like it's so like it made sense for her to be in a Jeep in the video. Because it's that type of record, like you in your Jeep, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely, summertime.
And we know Toni ain't the best dancer at all, at all.
Yeah.
Because the little bop that she got while Shabbat Boy is driving the Jeep, she just like,
No.
It's a little off, but she's still, you know what I mean? Like it's still, she's still cool with it. You know what I mean? It made her relatable. It made her like, all right, like sis said, we don't need to see her in a dress in this video. She don't gotta have on all that. Give her some basketball, some short cut jean shorts and a midriff and a hat to the back, and she round away, girl. All right, Toni, we can rock with you. You know what I'm saying? The hood dudes is like, all right, we can rock with it.
And just the backgrounds and the harmony structure on those backgrounds. It's just stupid. Like just the way it's placed. It's like, what was you thinking that day that just all that just came together? Like,
definitely.
Shout out to Vincent B. Herbert.
Yeah, and to make kind of a poppy, like airy song, and then made it heavy. That song is thick.
It is.
Yeah.
And you feel like maybe it shouldn't be, but it is. It's like, I wasn't expecting this, but thank you. Like,
Definitely. Brilliant song, no doubt. Top tier, that one off the album.
Let me count one more time. I love that part when it's fading out and Toni's still counting. I still love that shit. Like,
still going.
Yes, yo, like she's still counting, and I'm like, I'll be like, let me go back a little bit so I can just hear it fade, and she's still counting. I'm like, oh God, like y'all, like I said, if you ain't know how to count by the end of this song, something wrong.
And I love a song where you can tell the artist is feeling so much, everybody's grooving on it so bad to where the song doesn't abruptly end, to where they just have to fade it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I love that. I love when that happens, like in hip hop, like where you got like, sometimes Nas at the end of the song, they just gotta fade it out because he's still fucking rapping. I like that.
Yeah.
It's true, yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. Damn, since you brought up the video. God, I just saw the video like a week ago. And I was just looking like Toni really got her hat to the back, like again, catering to the young audience. You know what I mean? Like it's like videos are it now. That's the medium. So we see you on the box. We're seeing you on Video Soul. And this is what our young generation is looking at. And we looking at her like, oh yeah, Toni, she down. She one of the girls, like she down. You know what I mean? Little hat to the back. I know Mama Evelyn probably didn't like it, but hey.
Mama Evelyn.
Mama Evelyn was probably like,
And I'm glad they let her do that because she was, in her 20s, like letting her just be, young and and fun, and not trying to make her into this very overly polished look, like letting her have that side too, you know.
It was kind of like everybody actually says that Toni was kind of like LA and Faces, Whitney and Mariah. You know what I'm saying? And Whitney Mariah at this time was all glammed up all the time.
Yeah.
Videos was glamorous and all this. It was like, even though this is y'all joint, the first 4 videos we got, Toni is glammed up. So finally we had How Many Ways, and it's like, she's dressed down, like she's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not extra. It's not all like, big extravagant. I know they didn't pay a lot for that video because Toni didn't do a lot in the video. And Shamar rolling around in the grass, and you know what I'm saying? They driving the Jeep. Like, it was not a lot, but you better believe the videos before then. Oh yeah, those were some budgets. You know what I'm saying? Like,
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And this video was just so laid back and cool. So I'm glad, like you said, they did that. So you could kind of, even though she was still in that lane with the Mariah and Whitney, it was kind of like Toni a little different. You know what I'm saying? She down with the youngins. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
Good vision. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm.
So, You Mean the World to Me.
I love that song.
Same.
I'm sorry, y'all. Every
Same.
time I think about it, I just think about Tamar. Woo, woo, woo.
Wow.
And Toni kind of was like, giving her the finger on the low, like, you know what, screw you. You know what I mean? But it's so funny. Every time I hear it come on, I just laugh. You know what I'm saying? Because I see Tamar doing that. I'm like, Tamar's gonna be extra. You know what I'm saying?
Very.
It's so dope. It's so funny to see her do it. But this is a great song. A great song.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And the video was sort of like how you were saying, it was a relaxed one as well. Because it was I remember my friend from school, he came in because we both liked her. We was both like fans. And he came in and he was like, have you seen the new Toni Braxton video? I'm like, no, not yet. And he said, she's in the video with the Power Ranger. I'm like, Power Ranger? What are you talking about? So I'm expecting a Power Ranger to be in the video, but it was the guy who was one of the Power Rangers in the video, right? Whenever I watch it, I just think, look at Power Ranger. So it's funny, but that had the same sort of vibe, didn't it? The relaxed vibe again, dressed down vibe. Brilliant song, same. Probably one of my favorites from her off the album, I'd say.
Oh my God.
Very good song, man. I like it.
Toni's bridges. Like,
it's just, it's the bridge, man.
The bridge on this song, like, oh my God.
Definitely.
When she did it live on the MTV Movie Awards, where she's wearing jeans and she's wearing this jean vest and low cut hair and she's singing it, and it's just so, like, she's chill, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like, this man, again, the writing of Babyface and L.A. Reid and Daryl Simmons, like, them guys got, and this was supposed to be an Anita Baker song too, so it's like,
I could hear that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now
definitely.
that when she did these interviews and she was like, like, she, after the album that went like, I think it was like triple platinum, it had no choice but to be. I think everybody had it. But she did the interview with, I think it was it Gordon? Was it Ed Gordon? No, it was like, when they used to do EPKs back then. And they used to talk about, different songs and all that. And she was like, yes. And when she got to, You Mean the World to Me, she was like, oh yeah, that was supposed to be an Anita Baker song too. And it was like, well, damn, I could hear it. You know what I mean?
Hear it now.
I can
definitely
totally hear it. Because if you think about it, and I don't know if y'all agree with this, when you got to Anita Baker's Rhythm of Love, it's kind of like, I know she could never take no vibes from Toni at all. Like, she was it.
Yeah.
But once you listen to that album, you like, it had that same type of vibe, and now you realize why they compare them to so much. Definitely. Because it's like they had the same, like, Rhythm of Love is the shit, even though, she didn't get the push that she should have gotten for it. But it was like, Oh my God, it still gives you like that. And I can even see Toni doing some of them songs, like Baby, and you know what I'm saying? I Apologize, and you know, Body. And so I could see Toni doing those records. You know what I mean? So
because that was 94, wasn't it? Was that 94?
94. So it was like Toni is hot
that
like
time.
this grease right now. So
exactly.
The comparisons are happening. So you see Anita, I know Anita probably was getting sick of them questions like, will y'all stop? Like, for real, like, you know Anita can be mean.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know Anita, that train never later leaves. But
I was waiting for it. The train was a little late. I was like,
yeah. So I know she probably was like, y'all, her debut single could have been mine. You know what I'm saying? A lot of her big records could have been mine, but you know, I'm gonna let Miss Braxton have it. I know that's how Anita said that shit. I know that's how.
I fully agree.
Yeah. But You Mean the World to Me, such a great song. But and Toni do her own backgrounds on it too. You know what I mean? Because you thought, to me, when I first I was thinking it was her sisters. Honestly.
Yeah.
Before I started looking at the liner notes, I was like, wait a minute, no, ain't the sisters, it's this and this. And Toni did her own backgrounds on this record. So killed it. You
definitely, man. Like you said though, that bridge just takes the whole song somewhere else, man. Definitely.
Yes, she the queen of bridges, yo. Give that to Toni. I'm sorry, I gotta give that to her.
But what I love, You Mean the World to Me, I love the way just that song comes in.
With the soft little sort of soft drum roll almost.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like in my head it feels like, and now presenting.
I know exactly. Even how she begins to sing on it, it's like she whispers then gets louder. When you think about how she starts the song, you know what I mean?
Yes.
If you could give me one reason, and then she kind of builds up. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, it's true.
Yes. Oh yeah. Love that joint. And I guess we can call this the last song. It's Best Friend.
Right.
I like it. I do because of the emotion of it. Like, to me, like Toni's, because it was her story. You know what I mean? And Toni didn't clearly do a lot of writing on this album at all. So I'm glad that Babyface, the album is called Toni Braxton. We're getting introduced to her. So at least let her get a record on here that is hers. So she can look back on this album and be like, look, y'all was introduced to me, but here's a record of my own. You know what I mean? And to see her really, I wish she would do it live to me, because that's a record that you want to hear live rather than, you know, on the album for real. But I love when she did it on, it's like when they used to bring out, y'all remember when they used to bring out the video albums or whatever. And they used and she talked about the record and she started playing the record on piano, and it's just her. And I was like, oh, that's so dope. It's like, and then you could tell them keys she playing on it is emotional keys. Like, it's just, I love it. I don't, you know.
Let me say this about Best Friend, right?
Okay.
I personally think Best Friend is the best and the most underrated song of that whole album.
I agree.
I think it's the best song of that. Maybe not particularly what I'd say is my favorite, but it's the best song. And that's why I'm glad you said it's the emotion, because for me, I don't think she ever hits the emotion again as she does in that song. When she's talking about like the bit where she says, you know, how could you do this? How could you do that to me? And there's a bit when she says, I can't remember the lyric word for word, but something about she's been hurt before, but never hurt like this. Listen, the way you feel it, like you feel it run through your, like, don't laugh at me, but I remember when I heard that song for the first time, or might not have been the first time, but you know, when I had the album for the first time. Yeah. And like I said, I throw myself into the music. And I remember listening to that song thinking, imagine like I was her boyfriend, husband, or whatever, and she was singing that song to me. Listen, I don't know what I would do. I would feel so bad because you just feel like you're the worst human on earth. The way she sings that song, it just makes you want to cry for her. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's the best song. And that's why I'm glad that it's her song. Yes. Because like you rightly said, it's good to be able to say, you know, this is my song. This is what I've done. Right. It's yeah, the most. I never ever heard that song mentioned when that album was talked about.
No.
And I even got a note on my phone. Obviously, I knew he was talking about this album, and I marked it as the most underrated song off that album because that's what I wanted to say. Perfect song, best song, most underrated, flawless. But yeah, man.
And
yeah, best friend
comes in.
No, so it is my least favorite song on the album.
Okay.
But I don't know. It doesn't move me. It's boring. It's a boring song for me.
Okay.
Now I do think I do agree with that. I do think she sounds great. I think it's some of her best singing on the album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like she sang down, but it just doesn't I don't connect with it. And so when I don't connect with a song, it's boring to me if I don't connect with it. Even if it might be structurally perfect.
Right.
But then
is it the production of the record maybe that's got you like or what do you think it is that makes it boring for you? Because like you said, she sounds great on it, but
I think it might be the production. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Because it's not her voice. It's not her interpretation of the lyrics. It's just it's not her. It's just yeah.
You know what, sis? It's bringing us back to when we just did the Whitney Houston joint, and you was just like, Whitney sounds great, but it's just the production that just was like, you know what I mean? And now I get it. I get it. Because you know, when you told me that it wasn't, I was like, how? You know what I'm saying?
But again, I guess I'm kind of like Easton in the respect of there is not a song on this album that I don't like or that I dislike, but that's my least.
Right.
Okay.
Right. I get it. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Look, it ain't bad. Like I said, Candlelight's my least, so I get it. it. You know what I'm saying?
That's the great thing about music, isn't it? It hits everyone differently. But yeah, I think it's a mecca, man. And I think the placement of it is brilliant. If that was obviously the song's the same, but if it was slap bang in the middle or at the top, it wouldn't have hit the same.
It would have messed up
being
the flow.
there, yeah, then going in exactly, it would have messed up the flow. And then going into the Breathe Again reprise, it's just brilliant, man. I just thought it just
people don't even have reprises no more. Like, oh my God. Like,
trust me, man. And yeah, reprises. I've always loved reprises because it's like you just get a little snippet of it again, and yeah, it's needed, man. But yeah, I thought that's a brilliant album, man. Seriously, I'm not just saying it for the show, but I literally feel like I'm listening to it again now. Brilliant album.
Yes, yo. Like I was just listening to it, getting ready for the show, and I'm like, yo, this is a dope. Like I always say that when it comes to this album, I feel like this is one of the best albums of the 90s, period.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about across the board as far as R&B, pop, whatever. Like Toni's debut come on, the girl had damn near 8 singles on the album.
Right.
Like,
and they
you know
all
what I'm saying? Like if you did not know these songs were on the radio, it was like she was everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I'm just like, a lot of people try to do the comparison thing of debuts. That's why we said before we got on here. Y'all know I love Mary. Love her. I think Mary's What's the 4-1 was so monumental to music, period. Right. But if we're going to talk about better debuts, it's absolutely Toni's. Because it just flows so perfectly and you can listen to it from beginning to end. And
agreed.
And and then the singles, it's like, again, like me and Elise is like, sometimes with singles, I don't gotta ever hear it again. I don't mind hearing the singles, even though they were played on the radio like crazy, but I can still listen to these singles and be like, I'm good with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like songs you get sick of. Like we just said, I Always Love You. I ain't gotta never hear that song again, ever in life.
Ever.
It could go in a hole and I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Like it's songs that you just don't ever gotta hear again that was so played. And all the Toni songs were played a lot. And to still like it, that just shows you how classic this album is and how much of an impact that this album had on R&B, period. You know what I mean? Because all three of us just sat here and said we all love it. And clearly other people, the album did what, like 10 million? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, come on. And the impact of her short haircuts that had a lot of girls at least went and cut her hair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the impact of this album is just so amazing. You know what I mean? And I'm just so happy that, you know what I'm saying, people talk about it. Because it's like, when it, to me, Easton, like when you put up albums on your thing, and I just kind of look through it to see what people pick. And a lot of times you would see people picking the singles, and sometimes I'll be like, God damn it, yo, can y'all pick album tracks? You know what I'm saying? But then with this album, I'll be like, I ain't even mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even mad. You got the singles, I'm good with it. You know what I mean? So yes, that's how I feel about the album. I don't know, but I know clearly
exactly the same.
You picked it. So
yeah, exactly the same. I mean, it's not in the. Maybe this could be another episode, but it's not. I wouldn't say it's in the league as Secrets, but I'd say I feel the same way about Secrets, though. I think Secrets is immaculate as well, but yeah, this perfect album, man. Like every song, 5-star for me. And like you said, I said Breathe Again is probably my all-time favorite. And as we all know, that song, not played out in a negative sense, but everyone's heard it a million times over. But still, I never feel the urge to skip that. As soon as you hear those bells, I still want to hear it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I feel the same probably about majority, like the whole album. You know, those two I mentioned, probably my least favorite, but they're still good songs to me. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, brilliant album.
Yeah. So now we're coming to my favorite part of the show, and JR, you can go somewhere else. That's not here. Favorite part of the show, which is our word song association. And today I am going to give you 5 different Toni Braxton singles, and you just tell me, post this album, and you just tell me the first word, thought, or memory that comes to mind surrounding that song.
Okay.
All right.
I'll try and keep it clean.
Hey, we're not a family show. All right. Okay. Unbreak My Heart.
Boring. Sorry. Yeah.
Good answer. Good answer.
I do. Like we said, sings immaculately, but for me, it's just way too played out for me.
Yes.
Definitely.
Ooh.
All right. Next song, You're Making Me High.
Ooh. What's the first thing that I'm going to say In Love, because it was like, wow, okay. Anyway, yeah.
that video,
Let's go with that.
boy.
Let's go with that.
That video, baby. Woo! Toni. Woo!
God, she had me rethinking my life. Oh, okay. Next we have where I want to go. I Love Me Some Him.
Excellently done. I thought it was done very well.
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
It is. It's such a pretty
It is,
song.
yeah, it's just, yeah. It's a nice song.
Yes.
And when you in love, and it's all
and I'm trying to literally do the first things that come on my mind. So
all right. He wasn't man enough for me.
Interesting. His loss.
Really? Why? Interesting. Why?
He said his loss.
Yeah, let me go. His loss. How could he not be? His loss.
I heard that.
Right. And we will end it with Oh, no, I don't want to do that one. Because I think your answer would be boring again. Let's see. Because it would be my answer.
Ooh.
Okay. How about just be a man about it? You know,
Dr. Dre. I don't know why he came into my mind. Is he in the video?
Yeah.
Sorry. That's another boring answer, but that's the first thing that came in there. Weird. But yeah, Dre. Because I remember thinking, why is he in the video? I thought he had something to do with the production, but he didn't.
And he doesn't.
Nope.
No. So yeah.
Yeah, that's
I just always picture the conversation of him.
Yeah.
That
was Brian. And then he had Dre and Q-Tip in the video. Like,
yeah.
It was like, Tony, okay.
I remember him saying that it's not you, it's me, and all that stuff, innit?
So the other song I was gonna say that you would say boring. It's only because of the it's her other Diane Warren, and that was Spanish guitar.
Oh,
I love that, man. I
really?
love that song.
The only reason I thought you were gonna say boring because it's Diane Warren. That's why I thought it was gonna be.
Nah, I love that song. One of the most played from her.
Now I don't dislike this song. I just thought maybe because it was. It's not a fave, but I have no issue with that song.
Yeah.
I don't know her.
You know what? I think because I love hip hop so much and lyricism, I like.
Okay.
No,
I get it.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it. I totally get it. I
thought it was clever. It was done well.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you for chopping it up with us. But how about you tell us what you have going on? Tell people about your platform and just, share whatever's going on with you.
Yes.
Yeah, man. First and foremost, much appreciated. I really appreciate the invitation. I've had fun. Thank you for that. But yeah, E Major, Easton Major on Twitter. Man Knows Hip Hop is the podcast we do. So that's me and Select Supremacy from Twitter as well. So we got a weekly podcast called Man Knows Hip Hop. If you put that into YouTube, Man Knows Hip Hop, it will pop up. Or on Twitter, we're there. We do weekly episodes, basically just chopping up about this thing we love, man, just about hip hop. So yeah, join us on there, subscribe, like, share if you enjoy it, of course. For me personally, like I said, I'm just a music head, man. I love music, just in general, not just hip hop. I love music. So my Twitter is usually littered with music, man. As you mentioned, man, with me, I do a lot of, on the weekends, I like to do a lot of R&B posts as well that you might see. And then throughout the week, I kind of talk about hip hop a lot more. But yeah, if you see me on there, man, jump in. I love a good chat and a good laugh. Love talking about music, man. But yeah, that's about it. I've got a blog as well. That's in my Twitter link. It's a hip hop blog. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell, man. So rock with me if you can, man.
Yes. Oh, this is so good. We gotta have you back to talk.
Yes, maybe we can talk about secrets.
Listen, yeah, put that down, man. No one else is allowed to talk about secrets. That's mine. I'm ready for the next time. When you're ready, I'm here, man.
For sure. We got it. Just set the date. We in there.
Yeah.
Hit me, man. Yeah, thanks again, man. Seriously, I enjoyed it.
Yes. And we like to thank all you viewers for hanging out with us once again. Y'all keep rocking with us. And and click, like, subscribe, share it with your folks. Put them on to the good thing you found. Put them on. Put people on. And you can always check us out at rnbreps just to get more information about us. And cop you one of the fly t-shirts. We got some new shirts and stuff coming soon. So definitely keep a lookout. But we will catch y'all on the next Catch That. Peace.
Breathe again.